What's good, y'all? It's your boy Ross back at again with another video. So we gotta talk about what happened on tonight's Saturday night's main event. This was another good Saturday night's main event. It was a good showing. Obviously, these are essentially televised house shows, but still there was some good wrestling, some good stuff happening on the show, and definitely setting up some things to look forward to for the Royal Rumble. But mostly all the matches that were lined up were pretty predictable. We kind of knew what was going to happen, but there were some surprising elements to certain matches. We're going to talk about that. So start off the show with Nia Jax versus Rhea Ripley. Honestly, you knew Rhea wasn't losing. She's not losing the Women's World Championship. She literally just got it, so she wasn't going to be taking any losses soon. I don't think she's going to probably take a loss until maybe WrestleMania. So you kind of knew how this was going to play out. Obviously, they've been doing a really good job of really setting up Nia as this unstoppable force. But ultimately, Rhea ended up getting the win here. And Rhea did make Nia look good in some of those big power moves where she does the, I think it's called the bonsai drop, essentially, where she goes to like the second rope and drops down on her opponent. She did that to Rhea while she was face down on the mat. I thought that was pretty cool. But overall, this was a okay match. A few points in this match, you could really see the strength of Rhea Ripley being able to carry Nia Jax on her shoulder and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. It was straight to the point, nothing too crazy. It's just a match. Me personally, I probably wouldn't have put on the show because I wasn't really too much interested in their feud again. But overall, still solid match. Right person won. Rhea retained, and hopefully we'll see how things are gonna play out with the women's Royal Rumble that's happening next week. So we'll see, maybe get some type of preview or indication of who she may be facing at this year's WrestleMania. So solid match. Wasn't nothing that I would just go back to rewatch again, but overall it was enjoyable. Next, we got to talk about Braun Strowman. I said Braun Strowman. We're going to get to him. But Braun Breaker versus Sheamus. And this was a really good match. I expected them to show out. And the whole story is Sheamus not being able to get the Intercontinental Championship. That's the one title that's eluded him his entire career. Out of all the things that he's done in WWE, it's the one thing he has not been able to obtain. And I like the fact that they essentially talked it up on commentary. Can he be a Grand Slam champion? Can he do the unthinkable for his career? And I like that they built it up and sold it as much. During one of the spots right before the television break, I want to say Braun Breaker was by the announce table. Sheamus was coming off the steel steps in such a beautiful motion. Braun Breaker was able to launch himself and spear Sheamus midair. That was such a beautiful spot. Just the way he's able to do that with he doesn't even really need that much distance to be so impactful. That was pretty cool. And then from there, he was selling the ribs and the rib injury, and that was one of the things that really, hindered his, I guess you can say, his effectiveness when it comes to the bro kick. He was able to hit the bro kick once, but Braun Breaker was able to get his foot right on the ropes right before the referee hit the 3 count. And he tried to go for the bro kick again, but he was wincing in pain, selling the rib injury. And ultimately, he ended up falling short to Braun Breaker once again. We will see who will he be feuding with going into WrestleMania this year. It's going to be very interesting to see what they have for him. But hopefully, I would love if Sheamus could get that moment, preferably at WrestleMania if possible, if they could book it some sort of way where Sheamus can become the Intercontinental Champion and sometime this year. I think that would be a great story. I think a lot of fans would love to see that. I think it'll be awesome. So we'll see if they can set something up that way for Sheamus. Next, we got to talk about the Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens intense hate filled segment, their contract signing segment with HBK as the moderator. This was great. This was fantastic. The reason why I enjoyed this so much is because of Kevin Owens and the route that he's taken in this story is really, really good. And also because of Cody and his stance. We're finally seeing a more serious Cody, and we've been seeing it for a while now. Ever since he got put in that package power driver by Kevin Owens, Cody has been on timing. When he sees Kevin Owens, there's no smiling. There's no happiness. There's no let's talk about it. It's all hate. So when he's coming down to the entrance ramp and he's waving to the, high-fiving the fans and all this other stuff, he's happy. He's good. But once he got in that ring and got in Kevin Owens' face, it was just hate. You seen the subtle facial twitches when Kevin Owens was talking. It was just pure hate, and I love it. Kevin Owens came in there, signed the contract. Cody Rhodes, he didn't really have to say much. He was there to sign this contract and get this out the way. And Kevin Owens, before he signed it, he had something to say. On Friday night, I did see the promo where Cody was essentially saying Kevin Owens likes to take the easy way out. So he's like, bro, you're a liar. The fact that you would sit up there and say, I like to take the easy way out, I could have did that to you in Bash in Berlin when your knee was messed up, but I didn't. But since you want to say I take the easy way out, let's talk about you. You took the easy way out when you quit and left WWE to come back, and Cody was over. He's like, bro, shut up. I don't care about the past. I am looking forward to the future. So sign the damn contract so we can get this on the way. Because at this point, I'm just trying to see who am I going to face at this year's WrestleMania. Which, if you don't even realize, he basically told Kevin Owens, bro, I'm not even worried about you. I'm looking past you, dog. That's what I like about that. This is Tristan calling me. I'm about to hit her back. But yeah, that's what I like about that. He's like, bro, I'm not even worried about you per se. I'm looking past you. I'm looking forward to seeing who I'm going to face at the Royal Rumble. You're just a speed bump to me. And that's what I like about this version of Cody. He's just over it. He just doesn't give a damn. And I can appreciate that when a babyface has been pushed to that point. He's like, I don't care. Just sign the damn contract so we can get this over with. So Kevin Owens had some more to say. He's like, look, you're going to care after I beat you. You're going to care after I take everything from you. The pyro, the entrance music, the being on billboards and all this stuff. These are things that I deserve. For the past 10 years, I deserved all of those things, and I'm taking it all away from you. He finally signed it, but then HBK chimed in. He's like, that's it? This is what this all for? I'll be honest with you, you sound jealous. and my boy Kevin Owens was like, what'd you say? He was like, you sound jealous. This is what it's for? And then that's when Kevin Owens went on him. He's like, that's really funny coming from you. That's really interesting coming from you, considering the fact that you sat up here and did the same thing he did. Y'all both alike. Y'all both left. Y'all both couldn't hang and left. Decided to leave. Like, this coming from the guy that lost his smile. I knew he was going to bring that up. And then he was like, yeah, bro, I'm trying to take everything from you that I deserve. So he finally signs the contract. They finally put the titles onto this little bracket that's going to be held up above the ring in their ladder match. Can't wait. And HBK tried to go, shake Kevin Owens' hands. Kevin Owens obviously wasn't trying to shake his hands after he just talked major trash to HBK. I forgot to even mention the fact that he brought up, him holding the Winged Eagle belt, and he said, I brought more prestige to this belt than you ever did. So I thought that was a nice little disrespectful jab saying, hey, bro, I'm making this Winged Eagle belt look way better than it ever did on you, essentially. So, of course, they weren't going to shake hands. Cody and HBK ended up shaking hands. That's when KO took a cheap shot at Cody, And HBK is like, hey, bro, back off. We not doing this. We not doing this. And then all of a sudden, KO kicks him and puts him in the package pile driver position. He's trying to pack up HBK. And that's when Cody ends up hitting Kevin Owens with his own super kick. And then HBK starts tuning up the van and hits Kevin Owens with his own super kick to a huge pop from the crowd. Always love to see HBK hitting a super kick, tuning up the van. But yeah, man, this was a cool segment. Great segment. I enjoyed it. Kevin Owens is a fantastic heel. Cody Rhodes is looking so much better, in my opinion, as being this baby face that has reached his limit with this individual and is ready and willing to do whatever and crash out to essentially be rid of Kevin Owens. So can't wait to see how that's going to play out for the Royal Rumble. Next, we got to talk about, in my opinion, the best part of the night. Jacob Fatu versus Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman came out first. You know, he's the monster among men. So he's ready to fight. And I love what they're doing with Jacob Fatu. They're giving him these little mini promo segments as he's walking to the ring. He comes out there. You got Tama Tonga doing it. Yeah. And bruh, Jacob Fatu, he knows that he's in his bag. He's just walking, talking his talk. He said a cool little line. He said, I'm going to whoop your ass from post to post, and we on Netflix, we on NBC, and they going to see it from coast to coast. That shit was so cool, bro. He's just talking his trash while walking to the gorilla position, and I love that the fact that they're letting him talk more. He seems very confident, very believable in what he's saying, and the aura's over 9,000. He's the next guy up, and they're booking him as such. In this match, early on, it looked like Jacob Fatu was going to have a tough time dealing with Braun. You know how Braun does his infamous run around the ring and push people over. That's exactly what he did, 2 times in a row, but ultimately, Jacob Fatu was able to counter it and threw him onto the announce table, started attacking him in the announce table area, and eventually he was able to get him back into the ring. And this is when Jacob Fatu said, screw it, I'm about to crash out. So he keeps running the opposite side of the ring to the opposite turnbuckle and runs and does his hip attack. And then he run back and then does another hip attack as Braun Strowman is his head's laying on the bottom turnbuckle. Then goes back and then he does another hip attack. He's doing it over and over and over. The referee finally says, stop. Please stop. He's trying to check up on Braun Strowman. Jacob says, screw you, ref. Grabs him, throws him out the ring, does it again, and that's when the referee calls for the bell, and there's a disqualification. Braun Strowman ends up winning via disqualification because Jacob Fatu just kept hitting him with the hip attacks over and over and over and over and over. But that didn't stop Jacob. No. He said, I bet. Went to the timekeeper's area, grabbed a steel chair. The referee is being thrown out the ring to get other referees and officials to get down there and stop this guy. One JAG security guy comes in there, and for his trouble, he throws a steel chair right at his head. He's incapacitated, clotheslines another JAG security. Now they can't control this man. He is literally going AWOL, he's crashing out, and I love to see it. He goes up and does that, his little springboard step-up moonsault off the top rope. Beautiful. Hits it once. Crowd's chanting, one more time. Guess what? Goes up once again. Hits the springboard moonsault off the top rope. Boom. Second time. Now, they finally get him out the ring. Tama Tonga finally gets him out the ring. He's walking back up the ramp. But he's like, nah, I'm not finished with you yet. Kind of reminiscent of when Braun Strowman was doing the same thing to Roman Reigns with I'm not finished with you yet. That's basically what Jacob Fatu did. Went right back to the ring, did the springboard moonsault one more time for good measure off the top rope. Beautiful form, landed it perfectly like he does every time. And then he finally walks away. As Braun Strowman, might I add, when all this chaos is happening, you cut back to Braun Strowman. He's bleeding. I was very surprised to see blood, but he was bleeding profusely from like his eye and mouth area. So I thought that was a nice added touch that they showed the viciousness of this brutal attack by Jacob Fatu. So, hey man, he said he was going to pack him up. He packed him up. And I enjoyed this. This was the best part of the show. We have a Fatu chant. This is my first time hearing on live WWE television a Fatu chant. They were chanting Fatu, Fatu. Y'all got a star, bro. We knew this, but this was great. This is how it should have ended. Yes, he technically lost the match, but he won over the fans even more than he already has. Jacob Fatu is him. He is one of those characters. He doesn't have to be a face. He doesn't have to be a heel. He can just be a guy that likes to beat people up, and people will cheer for him, bro. Dead ass. And it works. He's fantastic. Hope they don't change him. Can't wait to see what they have in store for him for 2025. I do think we're going to get that Solo versus Jacob Fatu match. Hopefully this year. That's going to cook. And last but not least, the main event, Gunther versus Jey Uso. You kind of knew how this was going to play out. Majority of the match, Gunther was dominating. Jey would try to get a little bit of offense in, but ultimately, Gunther would stop him at every track. There was a close near falls toward the end of the match. It was a good match, but you've seen this before. You knew how this was going to play out. They really did give me with a close near fall, near count. I think he got hit with 2 spears, went up to the top rope, hit the splash for 1, 2. It was like a 2.9999 second, but he kicked out. That was a really close near fall, but there was only 2 minutes left at that point, and ultimately, my boy Gunther ended up getting the win here, as we expected, with 2 power bombs, and then he pinned him, and that was it. And it looked like Gunther gave him a somewhat of sign of respect, the way he was looking at Jey and Jey was looking at him. It wasn't like this disrespect that he had been showing him, but more so like all right, you was tough, you was tougher than I was giving you credit for. But ultimately, we knew how this was going to play out. I think they kind of have things locked in. I think most likely we're going with Cody and Gunther heading into this year's WrestleMania as champions, as I just don't see them dropping the belts anytime soon. Maybe after WrestleMania, possibly, but going into WrestleMania, they'll most likely be champions still. So, and we saw that tonight. But overall, it was an okay show. It wasn't nothing that I would sit up there and be like, oh, it was a must watch. It was a damn, I got hit with Amber Alert. It was an okay show, man. So honestly, there were some things on there that was definitely worth watching, especially the Jacob Fatu situation. That was really fun to watch, and the whole interaction between Cody, Kevin Owens, and HBK was great as well. Solid matches for the most part. But comment down below, let me know what was your favorite part of the show, and are you guys excited for this year's Royal Rumble? Next Saturday, it's right around the corner, so y'all already know we're going to be pushing out some Royal Rumble related videos this week coming up, so make sure you stay tuned. But I appreciate all love, support. Road to 150K. Appreciate y'all kicking with me. See you on the next one. Peace.